Hey, Trailblazers! What if I told you there's a sovereign nation right inside the borders of the United States that's bigger than West Virginia? This isn't some historical what if. It's a fact in 2025. And that massive territory is just one of around 326 federally recognized Native American reservations in the U.S. Now, there are over 570 federally recognized tribes, but these reservations are the lands they govern. With a level of autonomy that might just surprise you, these aren't parks, and they're not museums. They are living communities, each with its own government, laws, and a deep connection to landscapes that dwarf many U.S. states. Welcome to Mystic Trails. Today we're doing more than just looking at a map. We're peeling back a layer of American geography to show you the immense scale of these sovereign lands. We're counting down the 10 U.S. states with the largest total area of Native American reservation land. The numbers are staggering, representing millions of acres of tribal homelands. This isn't about population, it's about the sheer raw size of the land, a testament to endurance, sovereignty, and the complex history that shaped modern America. So get ready to see the U.S. map in a whole new way. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Oregon. Famous for its rugged coast and deep forests, it's also home to a serious amount of tribal land, totaling approximately 1.2 million acres. This land is split among several reservations, but the largest by far is the Warm Springs Reservation. Covering about 1,019 square miles, or just over 650,000 acres, Warm Springs is a confederation of 3 distinct tribes: the Warm Springs, Wasco, and Paiute. This high desert landscape, cut through by the Deschutes River, is way more than just scenery. It's an economic and cultural hub. The Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs have used their land and resources to build a diverse economy, with a resort, a casino, and even hydroelectric projects. This proactive stewardship of their ancestral lands highlights a theme we'll see over and over. These are not relics of the past, but modern nations actively shaping their own futures on their own ground. Oregon's story of resilience lands it squarely on our list. Coming in at number 9 is the state of Washington, with an impressive 2.2 million acres of reservation land. The state is home to 29 federally recognized tribes, and their lands are as diverse as Washington itself, stretching from coastal rainforests to the arid plains east of the Cascades. The giant here is the Colville Indian Reservation, a sprawling 1.4 million acre territory in the north-central part of the state. The Colville Reservation is home to a confederation of 12 distinct bands, descendants of tribes who were forced onto this land. Its history is a powerful example of the displacement and consolidation that defined so much of U.S. federal Indian policy. But today, the Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation are a major force, managing timber resources, running sawmills, and operating successful businesses. Elsewhere in the state, the Yakama Nation's reservation covers another impressive 1.2 million acres, proving that Washington's tribal land holdings are both vast and numerous, making it a cornerstone of native sovereignty in the Pacific Northwest. At number 8, we've got Wyoming, a state practically synonymous with wide open spaces. And right in the middle of it all is one of the largest single reservations in the country, the Wind River Reservation. Covering more than 2.2 million acres, this one reservation makes up almost all of Wyoming's tribal land and is home to 2 tribes, the Eastern Shoshone and the Northern Arapaho. This massive territory is a land of dramatic contrasts, from the soaring Wind River Mountains to the sweeping plains. The history here is complicated. 2 historically rival tribes were placed on the same reservation by the U.S. government. But over the decades, they've built a shared home, co-managing a land rich in natural resources. The reservation's economy is a mix of ranching, resource extraction, and gaming. When you drive through Wind River, you're not just passing through a part of Wyoming. You're crossing a sovereign land shared by 2 powerful nations, whose presence is a fundamental piece of the cowboy state's identity. Entering at number 7 is Utah, where the landscape of tribal lands is dominated by 2 massive reservations, totaling over 3.3 million acres. While a big chunk of the Navajo Nation extends into Utah's southeastern corner, the state is also home to the second largest single reservation in the United States, the Uinta and Ouray Reservation, spanning approximately 6,825 square miles in northeastern Utah. The Uinta and Ouray Reservation is the homeland of the Ute tribe. As a result of historical allotment policies, the reservation is a patchwork of tribal, private, and public lands. Despite this fragmentation, the Ute tribe holds jurisdiction and manages its abundant natural resources, like oil, gas, and minerals. The Ute language is still widely spoken here, a testament to the cultural strength of a people who have cared for this land for centuries. The huge scale of Uinta and Ouray, combined with the Utah portion of the even bigger Navajo Nation, puts Utah high on our list. Just missing our top 5 is Montana at number 6, with a colossal 5.7 million acres of reservation land. They call it Big Sky Country, and it's clear a huge portion of that sky stretches over sovereign tribal territories. Montana has 7 reservations, and several of them are absolutely enormous. The largest is the Crow Reservation in the southeast, covering about 2.3 million acres. Right next door is the Northern Cheyenne Indian Reservation, and farther north is the Fort Peck Reservation. But one of the most well-known is the Flathead Reservation in the state's scenic northwest, home to the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes. The reservation, with its stunning freshwater lake, is a master class in tribal environmental stewardship. Across Montana, these reservations are vital to the state's economy and culture, from ranching and farming to tourism. The sheer size of these tribal nations makes Montana a giant in the geography of Native America. Cracking our top 5 is Oklahoma, a state with a uniquely complex situation when it comes to tribal lands. After the landmark 2020 Supreme Court decision, McGirt versus Oklahoma, it was reaffirmed that a huge portion of the state, nearly half of it, remains reservation land for the purpose of legal jurisdiction. While the ownership is a checkerboard of tribal, individual, and non-native holdings, the state's total designated reservation area is staggering, with estimates putting it upwards of 19 million acres. Oklahoma was once known as Indian Territory, the tragic final destination of forced removal routes, like the Trail of Tears for dozens of tribes. Today, 38 federally recognized tribes are headquartered here. Unlike the vast, contiguous reservations of the West, Oklahoma's tribal lands are often defined as jurisdictional areas. The Osage Reservation is one of the larger and more historically significant territories. This tangled legal and geographical landscape makes Oklahoma's case one of a kind, but the sheer acreage places it firmly in the top tier. At number 4 is New Mexico, a state where indigenous culture is woven into its very soul. The total reservation land here tops 9.2 million acres. This area is home to 23 tribes, including 19 distinct Pueblo communities that have lived along the Rio Grande and its tributaries for centuries, long before any Europeans arrived. But what really catapults the state up this list is the massive portion of the Navajo Nation that lies within its borders. The New Mexico part of the Navajo Nation covers a huge area in the northwest. On top of that, the Jicarilla Apache and Mescalero Apache reservations command significant territories of their own. Traveling through New Mexico, you're constantly reminded of this deep history, from the ancient adobe buildings of Taos Pueblo to the breathtaking landscapes of Navajo land. This isn't just a state with reservations, it's a state defined by them. We're about to hit our top 3, where the scale of this land becomes almost too big to wrap your head around. But first, it's time for a trivia question. We've talked about huge reservations, but which single reservation is so massive that it's larger than 10 different US states? Think you know? Drop your guess in the comments, and we'll reveal the answer at the end. Taking the bronze is South Dakota, with an immense total of around 8.7 million acres of reservation land. The state is shaped by the legacy of the Great Sioux Reservation, established in 1868 and later broken up into several smaller, though still gigantic, reservations. Today, these lands are home to various bands of the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota peoples. The two largest are the Cheyenne River Reservation, at about 2.8 million acres, and the Pine Ridge Reservation, which spans roughly 2.1 million acres. Pine Ridge is historically known as the site of the Wounded Knee Massacre, a devastating event that serves as a stark reminder of the violence of westward expansion. Other major reservations like Rosebud and Standing Rock also add to the state's massive total. In South Dakota, you're never far from Indian country, a land of powerful history, resilient culture, and staggering size. Our number 2 spot goes to a state that plays by its own rules, Alaska. While the term reservation is legally different here compared to the lower 48, the amount of land owned by and for Native people is simply astronomical. Under the 1971 Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act, Native corporations were created to manage about 44 million acres of land. And while there's only one official reservation in the state, the Metlakatla Indian Community, the land held by the 13 regional Native corporations is so enormous that it demands a place on this list. We're not just talking about small villages. These corporations are major economic and political players, managing lands rich in timber, minerals, and other resources. Nearly 1 in 5 Alaskans is an Alaska Native, the highest proportion in the country. From the coastal regions of the Tlingit and Haida to the Arctic home of the Inupiat, native land in Alaska is a dominant feature of the state's geography. The sheer volume of this land, 44 million acres, makes Alaska a titan of indigenous land sovereignty, outmatched by only one other state. And here we are, at the number 1 spot. The undisputed champion, the state with the largest amount of Native American reservation land, is Arizona. The total is almost unbelievable. Nearly 20 million acres, roughly a quarter of the entire state of Arizona, is designated reservation land. This is a territory so vast it's hard to fathom, containing entire mountain ranges, deserts, and forests, all under tribal jurisdiction. The state is home to 21 federally recognized tribes, and several of their reservations are huge. You have the Tohono O'odham Nation Reservation in southern Arizona, which covers about 2.8 million acres. There's the San Carlos Apache Reservation and the Fort Apache Reservation, each one bigger than the state of Delaware. But the main reason for Arizona's top ranking is the colossal Navajo Nation. The majority of this 27,000 square mile reservation, the largest in the United States, lies within Arizona's borders. It is a sovereign government with its own executive, legislative, and judicial branches. From the deserts of Arizona to the vast corporate lands of Alaska, the geography of Native America in 2025 is a story of incredible scale. Altogether, reservation and trust lands cover about 56.2 million acres across the United States, an area roughly the size of Idaho. But as we've seen, this land isn't spread out evenly. States like Arizona, Alaska, and New Mexico are home to sovereign nations whose territories are fundamental to the map of the American West. Before we go, let's answer that trivia question. The single largest reservation in the U.S., which is bigger than West Virginia, Maryland, Hawaii, Massachusetts, and 6 other states, is the Navajo Nation. These territories are more than just lines on a map or numbers on a chart. They represent homelands, cultural centers, and seats of government. They are nations within a nation, a testament to the enduring presence and sovereignty of America's first peoples. If you enjoyed this journey, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Mystic Trails. Let us know down in the comments what piece of our world's hidden geography we should explore next. Catch you on the next trail.